Ow! Welcome back to Plant Powered Barefoot Bread. That's right. And there's my girl. And guess where we are? In the forest. So strange, eh? I love it. I love it. I love it. I feel so grateful every day to be here in the forest. So, this is going to be part 4 because we talked about meditation. Then we talked about yoga. And then we talked about fasting this morning. And now today we're going to talk about silence. And this is a good place for silence. It's so quiet here, it's amazing. People think of Mexico as a rowdy place. Not where I live, not in the mountains. Basically about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 7 o'clock at night, you can hear a pin drop. There's nothing going on, which is awesome because everybody here gets up early like I do. And they're all gardeners and there's always tons of work to do here because, especially during the rainy season, because the the rain keeps you busy with the weeds. Everything grows super fast. So for myself, one of my favorite practices is Vipassana, which is being on silence. I used to do it on a regular basis. I called it Talkless Tuesdays, and I'd wear a sign and sit on silence. And when I lived at the yoga center on Salt Spring, I did it all the time too. So I was going to town all the time on silence with my sign. It was fun. I'd just write down what I needed and show it to whatever store I went to get, or whoever I was. I had a pad and paper, so I could always share. And I did a lot of, what's it called? I can't even think of the name of it for some reason. It just came and went. When you use your body, to explain things, it'll come. But yeah, and so it was a magical practice, and I did it all the time. And I've gone 24 days, the longest I've done on silence. And I also did it while fasting. And the reason I chose to do it on silence was I was like, I won't be able to complain. Nope, I won't be able to complain. So, charades. Thank you. Boom, just came back. Yeah, I used to perform charades, which is something I do here in Mexico too. Because my Spanish is pretty good, but it's not great. So, if I get stuck, it's charades. And 24 days on silence is amazing, absolutely phenomenal. Because you got to go in. You got to go inward. So you do a lot of meditation, a lot of yoga, and fasting also. It keeps you young, virile, keeps you attuned to your environment, to nature. Because as you can tell, I'm a nature buff. Then all of my videos are in nature, in the garden or in nature, in the forest. Because this is where I spend my time. I love being barefoot. I love being connected to the earth. That's why I'm barefoot plant powered. Because I'm full power. Like for my age, as I'm going to be 55 in January, which I discuss a lot on here because I'm super proud of. Because I have more energy than the majority of the young people that I've met. I've had lots of people come up to my place and go for hikes with me, and they couldn't keep up with me, and many of them were half my age, and they were getting tired. They needed to take a break, and it's like, really? But I'm used to it, so it's whatever you practice, right? And well, my coach here, she's always down to go for a hike. She never says no. She's a hikeraholic. Oh, sorry, fucking. I go to reach to give you some love and I fall down. Yeah, it's slippery here. The adobe, especially in the rainy season, is super slippery. You're so pretty. I love you. I love you. Ooh. And she's very silent, which is very amazing. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So I highly recommend, if you've never done it, go for Vipassana. There's many out there. Just search your one in your area, and it'll change your life. It'll transform you from the inside out. Because when you're not complaining, which is what most people do when they talk, you have to think. You have to go inside. You have to challenge those thoughts. And when you challenge those thoughts, you find out that they're just thoughts. They're not real. And what you complain about comes about. So if you're constantly complaining, all the stuff that you're complaining, you're bringing into your reality. You're telling the universe that that's what you want. I know this because my mom is a professional complainer. She's complained her whole life about everything. That's her go-to. Complain and blame. And as a result, she's never happy. She's not been happy. I don't remember if she's ever been happy, to be honest. But she was a great teacher for me about what not to do, because I recognized seeing her as complaining all the time, it never got her anywhere. So I just said, well, I'm going to figure this out for myself and see how I can do. And when I started practicing silence, it's so powerful. It's so powerful. And stillness speaks, silence speaks, being in nature speaks, all of these things, because you attune yourself, you attune your body, and you get good at charades, which is a side benefit. It's fun. It's fun because when you're doing something outside of the box, something outside of the ordinary, it makes other people think, especially when they would see me in town with my sign on, and they'd come up and say, "Hey, how are you?" And I'd be like, and I wouldn't say nothing. I just smile and point at the sign, and it's a good break, because if there's certain people you don't want to talk to, you don't have to. I got super challenged one day by a guy. He was drunk out of his skull, and I'd never seen him before. And me being a hippie, and he was dressed in a suit, he approached me and he wanted me to talk, and I pointed at my sign and I didn't. And so he started harassing me. He started pushing me, shoving me. He spit on me, and he followed me for about 1 kilometer, and he was pushing and shoving the whole time and spitting. It was the most challenging thing I've ever put myself through, but I didn't break, and I could have knocked his fucking head off. I was this close, but I let it go. I was like, no, this is the ultimate test. The ultimate test. If you can put up with this asshole and still keep quiet, this is about as good as it's going to get. Because being in an ashram and being silent, not so challenging, but being in public and silent is more challenging. Oops, just got some ants there. Get off me. Thanks, buddy. Ooh, got someone there too. Yeah, got to pay attention. But when you're walking, it's not always easy, especially if you're doing video. All right, so here we are. We made it back home. Boom, 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 boom. Just gonna get down here so I can get rid of these little buggers. I picked up a few of them. So there we are, back home. And as you can see, here we are, San Mateo, Rio Hondo. Here's our beautiful home, my beautiful girl, all of our beautiful plants. We are in paradise. And what do you hear up here? Silence. So that's this for now. If you like what I'm doing, I appreciate if you like my video. I love subscriptions. They warm my heart. Sharing is caring. And I promise I'll get back to you if you leave a comment. Thank you once again, Wild Heart, for tuning in to Plant Powered Brent. Plant Powered Barefoot Brent. I love you. Woo!